Hi guys, welcome back. It's Caress Love. So this video will be my update for my, I believe, 32nd through current week of pregnancy. So that's 32 through 34. As of today, I'm 34 in 6 days. I'll be 35 tomorrow. So I did have an appointment with maternal fetal medicine on my 32nd week. I didn't make a video for that because it was pretty basic visit. They just checked to see that the boy still had, their heart was beating, and the level of fluid, pretty much. That was it. It was just a basic, in-out visit. So I didn't update for that. Well, in my 33rd and 34th week, a lot has happened. So first, we're going to start with my 33rd week, and I went to maternal fetal medicine. The last video, I believe I told you guys that the fluid for baby A was like a 4.5 or something like that, or whatever. Well, last week it actually went down to a 3, and just a reminder, 2 is considered like really low, and when you have low fluid around the baby, there's the risk of them compressing their cord. So that's a real, health concern there. And I also told you guys on my last video that they pretty much changed positions in the 30th week. Well, they have changed once again. They did change on the 32nd week. They changed positions again. So what was baby A, which was then baby B, is now back to the original A and B. So yeah, so as of today, baby B is the one that has the marginal cord insertion, and baby A is the one with the very low fluid. So they did switch positions. So yes, guys, it's totally possible to have the babies change position this late in the pregnancy, and 9 times out of 10 from my doctor, other physicians, I was told that 90% chance whatever position they're in at 30 weeks, they'll stay there. Now, did it work for me? So yes, I do. As of today, baby A is head down and baby B is a breech. So definite C-section happening there. There's like no ands, ifs, buts about it, and no need for me to cry anymore. I've just pretty much accepted it at this point. So yeah, so last week I went there. They told me, the baby B is still breech, whatever. The fluid for baby A is a 3, and we have to watch that. So I'm like, okay, it's perfectly fine. I'm seeing maternal fetal medicine right now every week. So I went back this Friday, well, yesterday. I went back yesterday, November 3rd, and once again, the fluid is still a 3, but it's not, baby's not gaining any fluid. And from what I heard, the fluid can, pick back up, or it will, accumulate itself if you drink enough water, relax. I've done all of that, and it hasn't accumulated any more fluid for around baby A. So he's still at a 3, and I'm sorry. I'm just so out of breath. But yeah, so he's still at a 3, and baby A actually weighs, here it is, so surprised, 5 pounds 8 ounces, and baby B weighs 5 pounds 12 ounces, which is a big turnaround from my last visit. I only find out what they weigh every 4 weeks, which I probably wouldn't find out anymore what they weigh until I, get ready to deliver, unless I ask my OB. Maybe she'll do it. But I don't think her technology is as good as a specialist, so probably wouldn't ask her. So I'm so happy that their weights are looking, good. And basically what the specialist told me was, I'm not concerned about the babies at all as far as their weight, because they pretty much don't know that they're twins. They're the weight, the size of a singleton. So that's really, really good for me. I'm so happy that, they're not going to be extremely small, and, teeny weeny, so fragile. They're going to still be fragile, but, I was just so glad I'm not going to have like a 4-pound baby, or less. So that's really good there. Now, I've noticed maybe since I started maternity leave on October 27th. That was my last day. That was a Friday. I noticed pretty much the following Monday that I started noticing swelling. So I believe the following Monday was the 30th. That Monday, I pretty much went out to get a van. Finally got the van. I did get a Nissan Quest. It's a 7-seater. Really nice van, 2016, so I like the van. I got the van, so I was at the dealership all day, of course. Then on Tuesday, I had an appointment in the morning with my OB, and then that was Halloween night. So I took the kids trick-or-treating along with my sister, and I pretty much did a lot of walking, a couple blocks. I don't know, maybe equals up to a mile, maybe. But I did that on purpose because I want these babies out. I wanted to, hopefully it would send me into labor. So that night was really tough. I mean, I could barely move in the bed. When my baby started crying, it literally took me 5 minutes to move. It was really hard getting out of bed. So much pressure bearing down when I stood up. All the pressure just came straight down on my cervix. So I started noticing swelling the day after, but I said, no, maybe it's because I went walking so much on Halloween. So I do have a blood pressure cuff at home, and I check my own pressure because my last video, very, very last video, not the update with the pregnancy, but I did talk about how preeclampsia almost killed me like a year ago with my daughter. So I'm very conscious about my blood pressure, and I noticed it was starting to creep around the high 130s. So it was about 135, 137, somewhere around that ballpark. So when I went to the specialist yesterday, they took the blood pressure, they took all the measurements they needed, and I talked with the doctor, and she goes, sorry. I talked to the doctor, and she said, your blood pressure is starting to climb up there, and you have a history of preeclampsia, which we're really worried about. We don't want you to, get in the 200s like you were before. If you haven't seen that video that I posted about preeclampsia and the story about that, be sure to watch it, because you'll know a whole lot more of what I went through with preeclampsia and why they're seeing the things that they're seeing now. So pretty much they told me that if my blood pressure, if the top number, the systolic, gets to be 140, automatic C-section. It doesn't matter the day. From here on out, I'm pretty much almost 35 weeks, so I'm in a healthy range for the babies. So 140, head over to the hospital. And the day they checked me in the office, I was 139 over 93. So I was really, really close, like literally right there on the brink of, hey, go to the hospital. So what she did do was she wrote me a prescription for Celestone, and I had to go to the hospital to get the injections. There's 2 rounds of injections, and most of you guys are pretty much probably familiar with this. This is the steroid shot to develop the baby's lungs. Maybe you had Celestone or betamethasone, same thing, but it's to develop the baby's lungs just in case they're born early. From what I've read, it doesn't stay in your system very long, maybe like 3 weeks or so. And she told me that most likely I won't go past 37. So any day now, guys, especially with my blood pressure, it can honestly be tomorrow or it can be Monday when I go in on Monday, because now she wants me to see her twice a week because of my blood pressure. So I have to go back on Monday, and we'll see what my blood pressure is then. So yesterday, right after I saw her, the specialist, I went to the hospital. First round of Celestone, right in the right butt cheek. No fun, guys. It burns like hell. The needle is very, very thin. Very thin. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but to me, the smaller needles hurt worse. Very thin needle, The actual, you know, injection doesn't hurt. It's when they push the medicine through. It burns like hell. Burns like hell. I don't want to scare you guys, but it burns like hell. So, the second round, you have to come back in 24 hours, and then they give you the second round. Hopefully, I would ask, if they don't ask, in the opposite butt cheek. So, here I go on the left butt cheek today. And that was pretty much an in and out. Not too long, didn't stay too long. Yesterday they put the babies on the monitors, but they didn't do it today. So I guess everything was fine. They just checked my blood pressure before they gave me the shot and gave me the injection. Wouldn't really recommend it. And if you're like 30, I would say probably 36 weeks and beyond with twins, and your doctor recommends it, I probably would say no, decline, because even at 34, I think I will be fine. But you know, I can't really tell you guys what to do in that situation when you just want your babies to be fine and have very minimal NICU time. So, but I got those shots, and she pretty much told me, "Hey, I'm not gonna let you go past 37." I said, "Thank the Lord," because my OB has me scheduled for 38 weeks and I believe 3 days for a C-section. I'm like, what the hell? This is after Thanksgiving. I mean, I'm not going to be able to enjoy Thanksgiving because I'll be too full, you know, or whatever. But, yeah. So she's like, no, you're going to go before 37. So she gave me the shots, the steroids. Your lungs should be fine. Very minimal NICU time. And I have to go back to the specialist on Monday. Now, when I was there on Friday, they also noticed that, 1, the fluid for baby A was low. 2, my blood pressure was getting high. And 3, I gained 7 pounds in 1 week, which probably, you know, explains my blood pressure creeping up. 7 pounds in 1 week, I definitely feel it. It's all around my ankles. It's in here in the area of my nose. Of course, my face is always swollen. In my hands, you can usually tell if your hands are swelling, because if you go try to make a fist, it feels really, really tight. It feels really tight. And the skin on the bottom portion of my legs is really shiny, if that makes any sense. No lotion, no baby oil on my legs or anything, but the skin is very shiny because it's like stretched out because from the fluid or whatever. So that's what I'm dealing with today. So right now I'm like not panic mode, but it's like chop mode. You know, have to get this, have to get that. The crib isn't up yet because I don't plan on the boys sleeping in the crib for the first few months at least. My other daughter, she slept in a rock and play for like nearly 3 months. So I do have the rock and play set up. The crib will probably go up tomorrow, although they won't be in it for the next few months. As I told you, I did get the van. So from here on out, it's just a matter of controlling my blood pressure, and literally my next video can be the delivery vlog of these boys, Ivan and Ivory. So that's pretty much it, guys. I have to get back to organizing and, you know, just back to these things. I will show you guys a belly shot. Nobody's here to take one for me, so I just have to do it the old-fashioned way. I know this is so outdated, but whatever. You guys get the picture. Okay, so this is how huge I am now. And yes, I do have on male boxers, so you have to excuse the little opening. Here we go. And all these here, guys, these are all old stretch marks, the darker ones. The new ones are here, which looks very shiny.